Well, the market's a little back and forth today as the day went on, and this is the daily market summary, and we're being visited with by Tim Strunk of agmarket.net. And Tim, how do we finally see those corn and beans settle today?
We did kind of ease up a little bit into the close. Things were terribly quiet most of the day, just a lack of any fresh input from either side, actually. And as we inched closer to the finish, bean slipped up a few cents. Wheat had tried to stay higher, and it couldn't quite hang on. And corn ended up a couple pennies lower as well.
Obviously, next week we are going to be watching then for the quarterly grain stocks report and also the planning reports. I mean, what kind of numbers are you guys thinking we might see here?
Yeah, so at agmarket.net, we actually released our internal acreage guesses for next week's report. We've got corn acres pegged at 94.9 million. That's actually down 400,000 from the USDA intentions number in March, while our bean number was up 600,000 from the March USDA number at 84.7. This acreage argument and the switching. There's so much to it. It's regional. There's just a lot that goes into it, not just how markets traded. You've got weather, whether that's too wet, too dry, you name it, input costs. There's just a lot of factors that make it really difficult to apply any generalizations across the entire country. And we thought this just kind of gave us our best representation of what we'd heard, not only from producers, but others in the ag industry as well. And that's where we ended up.
Then on the livestock side of things, Tim, cattle has been having, a pretty decent rise, but yesterday had a little bit of a pressure. What did we see in that market today?
Yeah, the cattle complex was certainly our bright spot today, led by the feeder market. That cash feeder trade has just been incredible. It feels like we've said that over and over again now for a year plus, but that really has been the case. And we saw the front end of the feeder futures, $5+ higher at times on Wednesday, which was great to see. Live side was higher as well. There's been some 260 bids floated around in the north and the south in feedlot country, which would be steady to just a tick higher than a lot of the trade last week, and that's pretty encouraging on a Wednesday. And got some added help from choice cutouts still over the $400 mark at midday Wednesday. So everything feels pretty good for the time being in the cattle trade.
And if you're saying cattle is one of the lone bright spots, I hate to ask how hogs fared today.
Hogs, they just kind of did what hogs do. That's leak a little bit lower. We had seen some stabilization there over the last few days, especially in some of those deferred contracts. I think what you saw today is just some positioning ahead of tomorrow's hogs and pigs report. I don't think anybody expects anything too out of line there. But with that looming tomorrow, I think that trade was just pretty subdued.
Well, if folks want to look at some of the intel you've got, especially your estimates on next week's reports, where's the best place for them to get that conversation started?
Yeah, the easiest thing to do is just hop on our website at agmarket.net. You can find contact info for any and all of our brokers, as well as how to access our intel.
All right. Well, Tim Strunk has been our guest here today. Tim, thanks so much for the insight. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.